before I do my show while I'm prepping for it. And I notice I have more energy, I feel better once I eat something. So I think that was it.
Yes.
And
I
then,
would recommend you take a multivitamin from a health store.
but vitamins don't work, huh? Right, I can't feel, I've been taking vitamins for years now, and I can never tell if they'll work. I still feel the same. How would I know, Raymond, if it works?
It'll take time, but you feel it. I've been taking and think there's certain many vitamins don't work, but there's some that do. It's just a matter of shopping for it.
But how do you know when they're working?
When you have energy to go around all day, you'll know it.
But I normally have energy, especially when I eat now. But I think that's what, yeah.
When you take a blood test, you'll find out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm going to go this week. I think that's what it was. I don't drink a lot of water because I drink water only when my body tells me I'm thirsty. I don't haul bottles of water around like crazy people. Yeah. You trying to kill me. Steak only. Good morning. Welcome to Fellowship. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and Hake will pass on your questions and comments to me. All right? Happy 4th of July coming up. And this is White History Month. What? You know, today is the first, right?
Not yet.
Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm
Day
in
after
a.
tomorrow.
Oh God, I'm in a rush for White History. So it's not yet. It's the first. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
So I have a question, but any question before I get rolling? Any questions or comments or anything? Yes, sir.
So I was wondering, I had a question about the imagination. So if Christ is the light, is the imagination Satan masquerading as the light?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
that makes sense.
And that's the thing that separates you from Christ is the imagination. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs separate you from Christ. That's the only thing that separates you from him. And that's why Christ said, your thoughts are not my thoughts, your ways are not my ways. And he was giving you and telling you, don't believe the thoughts. They're not my thoughts. And they're separating you from me. And what everyone does, they believe thoughts. They live with thoughts. They won't, you tell them to get rid of that thought? So they're trying to find Christ in another way with ideas and things, and you will never know Christ or God with ideas.
That makes sense, because I'm noticing it's like impossible to stop the imagination. Like it keeps coming.
That's right.
And I stay present, it goes away, and then it gives me another one.
You say what now?
I come back to the present, practice staying present.
Right.
It'll go away, and then it gives me another one. And it's just like a loop of back and forth.
Everybody that's truly working on themselves, they're going through that. They're having a rough time with those thoughts. Really, they're like, oh, this is hard. This is never going to work. This is that, but it will. You stay with it. If you have to go in and out of them 1,000 times a minute, you come back. You just come back to the present. Because those are spirits that don't want to leave you. They live in human nature. Human nature is a mess. Really, human nature it can't control itself. You leave it to itself, it'll destroy. It's evil. That's why God sent his son so that we could have a new nature. We can have his nature, a brand new nature. And that's the hardest thing in the world for people to allow to happen. So let your prayer be to God that God, I can't change this. On myself, I can do nothing. I can't do anything about it. I don't know what I want. I can't fix anything. Let your will be done. And let him do it, and he will when you pray that prayer, do the silent prayer. But you got to surrender. You got to submit. Submission to the truth will change your whole life. It'll change your whole nature. It really will. And you got to, and don't try to trust the truth. And don't try to have belief in the truth. Just know you want the truth. And that's all the truth needs from you, is for you to welcome in, to want it. And it will come and help you. But you got to want it without any ideas or plan about it. And don't have any idea how this thing work. You know, I tell people you got to overcome the world, and then they go around, I'm overcoming the world. Oh, no, you're not. Sit down. If you got to say it, you're not. So just don't have an idea how it's going to turn out for you. Don't have an idea what it's going to look like. Because all ideas are keeping you separated from the truth.
And to submit to it is just to be aware of it, or?
Good question. Yeah. To submit to it, to find heaven, you got to submit to hell. Meaning, you got to see hell in you and just go through it. Cry. Well, try not to cry. Because when you cry, you're lying. But you got to go through the hell in order to get to heaven. And the way you're going to know you're approaching heaven is that you're going through the hell. Meaning that when you're lonely, when you're angry, when you're jealous, when you're playing sneaky games on people, when you're revengeful, see that hell in you and live with it. Feel the pain of it if you have pain from it, but still don't do anything about it, submit to it. And then you go through it, and you will go through it when you submit, because you're really submitted to the light, telling the light to take over, and it will destroy it. You got to live with the hell, though. You can't get high, you can't make a phone call when you're down, when you're feeling it. You got to live with it, but you got to see it and stay with it. And that's what it means to submit. Don't fight with it at all. And God hear your cry. He knows that you realize you can't fight it. Only He can do it. All things are done through God, right? He can do all things. Christ can. And He will. This is a journey that most human beings have never taken, and they don't know to take it. Because you've been told that all you got to do is believe in Jesus and read the Bible and the Word. And you read the Bible, and nothing happens. And then you start lying. I got faith. And then you cry the next night. And so this is a very interesting journey to take. And you're all fortunate in that you want it, because if you didn't want it, you wouldn't be here. Unless you're trying to sell something. But you want it, so you got to work with it. You got to live with it. You got to really see what's going on inside of you. And when you see it, do nothing about it. And that's the fight. To do nothing about it but take the pain. A lot of people tell me, I'm lonely, Jesse. I just feel so lonely all of a sudden. Beautiful. Feel lonely. Count it all joy when you're feeling the pain. When you feel lonely. When you feel whatever. That's joy. Be glad you feel it and see it and let it happen. Don't run away from it.
Okay.
You gotta live. Do you understand that?
That makes sense, yes.
And whatever happens to the ego, you gotta let it happen. Somebody don't like you, and you see that they don't like you, right? Okay, good. Let it happen. Don't ask them, why you don't like me? Or we used to be friends. We used to be married. Your wife decide after a day of marriage or 100 years of marriage, she decide, I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't want to brand, you don't cater to my emotions. You don't make me feel good. You used to buy me flowers. I'm leaving, right? When she says that, just say, oh, okay, bye. Goodbye. I don't care if it's been 200 years and 50 children. You say goodbye. You will get to a point where people come in and out of your life, whether married, girlfriend, husband, wife, or anything, and you won't feel a thing about it because you will be whole and there will be nothing missing in you. And if you're whole, your life is not based on the outer world at all. It's coming from within. So if you and your loved one break up, your girlfriend break up, or whatever, you won't even feel it. If you feel it, that means something's wrong with you. You got a problem. If you feel lonely or somebody leaving you, it's not their problem. They have their own problem, but you have a problem that you feel something about it. And then she said, I'm going to court, and I'm going to take the children, and I'll make you pay. And you're going to pay my wife support and all that stuff. You're like, you know what? You don't have to go to court. Here, I'll pack them up, take your children. You can have them. Because she has a thrill of trying to hurt you. The only reason women take children from fathers, they get a thrill from hurting the father and the children. They know it hurt the children to not be with their fathers, and they know that you're going to beg and have to pay up and everything, and you're giving them a thrill when you react to them. No reaction is always the best reaction. It's always. Now, if you like physically somebody trying to hurt you, I'm not talking about that, you better react. Meaning, defend yourself. But spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, never react. And that's what evil want you to do. The evil in others and the evil in you want you to react because you give it life when you do it. But when you don't react, it dies. Be still and know God. That's what that means. And he'll help you. Oh man, huh? That's amazing.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I have one more question.
Yeah.
So I hear you say the truth works for us 24/7.
Yes.
I was wondering, how does the truth work for us?
Good question. It worked for you with no ideas, with no plan for you. You can't have an idea and don't try to feel the truth working. Don't try to convince yourself it's working. The mere fact that you have admitted that you're evil, you're angry, and you're wrong. The truth sees that, and you are opening up yourself for the truth to come down into you. It's coming down into you because now you've admitted you're wrong, and it changes you without a feeling, without anything. But you will know that it's working. I almost don't want to tell you this, but I will. You're going to see it. You're going to be able to see. You're going to reflect. Well, I remember I used to overreact to that situation. Or I used to overreact when I have a past thought about something that I did or said. It used to scare me when I remember I robbed that bank, or I'm an illegal alien, and I've been here for 20 years, and I think that those people coming. And I used to think that before, and I felt fear when I thought DSA were coming, wherever they are. And now I think about it, I don't even care. I'm not worried. They take me fine, they don't fine. That's when you would know that the truth is working for you. But don't try to know that. It will be shown to you. You literally cannot do anything of yourself. Zero. You got to submit to that. You got to totally submit, feel the pain, feel the thought, and just go about living your life. And it's going to be crazy in a beautiful way that it is working. And the truth is working for you when you're sleeping. You know how people, because they're angry, they have nightmares, they dream, and all kind of mess. The truth is changing that too, because it is keeping you alert even while you're sleeping, and yet you sleep like a baby. You're not falling into a state of unconsciousness when you're sleeping. So it's always working. It works for you at work, it works for you at play, it works for you at the party. You're going to find yourself going to a party sometime, and before you would go to the party, and you hope the party lasts all night, because you're feeling good, you're having fun, you get drunk, you feel, you're grinning up with your friends and stuff. And then when midnight comes and they say last call for the alcohol, you become afraid. You're like, I gotta leave? Where am I going? I ain't got nobody at home waiting on me. What am I gonna do now? And you look on Google to see if there's another party going on. Because you don't want to go to be alone. You're afraid to be alone. You don't want to feel that loneliness. Or even if you're married, the party's over and the wife got to go home, she think, I don't want this party to end. I got to go home to that old mean, nasty man I live with. I should have never married him. Now I can go back home to him. And she become afraid. She becomes sad. Or the man does that. I don't want to go back home to that woman. All she gonna do, where you been? Where you been at a party? Who you with? And you don't even want to go home to your wife. But when you overcome this anger thing and your old nature starts to change, when the party is over, and you're not afraid to go home or anywhere. You're like, wow, because you didn't get identity from the party. You enjoyed the party, but you didn't become the party. It's not your savior. Everything's gonna change. It's gonna be amazing. But the change is tough. And the reason it's so hard because we are so identified with the false self. You really believe that you are your thoughts, you are your emotions, you are your body. You really believe it. And you are all that emotional stuff. You really think it's you, and that's why you can't go through it. Because we can be free, just like Christ said that we don't have to be who we are anymore. Right now, you don't have to be who you are. You can walk out of the room a free man or a free woman. But you're so identified with this false self, it's not even funny. You're so identified. The moment it tells you something, you become afraid. Oh, remember, you got to go to work tomorrow, and your boss don't like you. And you're like, oh, God, I'm going to quit that job. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You become afraid. But when you die from this old self, and you can die from the self, you're going to be free. You're not afraid. You're not anything. Really, I want to use the word crazy, but crazy good, God. It's crazy good. But it's crazy going through it. I went through it, and I didn't have people telling me what I'm telling you guys. I had heard some of this stuff before, but I didn't know the depths of the wickedness of human nature. I didn't know how wicked my nature was. And there's so much, I'm going to tell you now, so you get ready. This little thing, oh, you hate your mom, you hate your dad, that's cute. Like, okay, you hate your mom, you hate your daddy. Fine. And you go, you forgive your mama or your daddy. And so you got past that. And then you start feeling lonely. And then somehow or another you realize, I'm not my loneliness. You get past that. It's just going to get worse. I want you to know, the pain will become worse. But rejoice in the worst pain because you're dying from it. You're like, it's a hard death for evil. You're not dying, but it feels like you are. And evil doesn't want to die. I remember Christ said, Father, why you left me or something like that? You're going to feel that. It's going to feel like God has gone, but he's not. He's going to catch you before you fall. But you got to commit to this by yourself, alone with nobody else or nothing else. And I'm telling you, you will be made free. And again, somehow or another you heard this message on the radio or somebody told you, and something in you said, wow, that makes sense. That's the Father bringing you back. He's telling you, hey, come on back home, but you can't come back until you forgive first. And then I'll bring you all the way home. You're on your way back to the Father. That's what salvation is, a return to the Father. Because the one thing I want to promise you, and you can bank on this, you can put your big coins on it. No human beings do not love one another at all. They all have a plan. They all have a scheme. They don't love you. Your mother don't even love you. Your daddy don't love you. Your mother set you up so she can use you for the rest of your life, so you can take care of mama. Mama did this, mama that. Mama want to come to live with you in Hawaii. Take care of me, I'm old now. And you feel so guilty, you won't even put mama in an old folks home. Put mama in a old folks home. Because mama should have taken care of herself while she was growing up. She should have prepared for her own life, and if the kids help, fine. If they don't. But don't make them feel bad because they're not letting you live with them. You don't have to be pushing your mama around in a wheelchair. I see men and women pushing their mother around in a wheelchair. Anybody ever done that? See? And they be pushing this woman down, they hate her. They want to push her over the curb. And mama was like, come on, baby. And you're like, shut up, mama. But there's a real love for her that you have to forgive her so all guilt will leave and she can't manipulate you. And if you want to help her, you will. If you don't, you won't. And you won't let your brothers and sisters throw her on you because they hate her. And so they put mama on you. Really, everything's going to change. You've been set up by your own parents and then the world to live a horrible life. You're not living a good life, you're living a bad life. And you've been set up to do it. You think you got to get married. I won't be what I could be if I don't get married, have children. I won't be my best if I don't own a big house and a lot of money. I won't be if I don't have this type of car, this type of job, or this or that. You've been made to think that way, and that's a setup so you can live a miserable life. And so you can't be happy with what you have because you're comparing yourself to others, and you've been taught to be that way. You feel like you got to go to Harvard to get a good education rather than going out and getting a job. Get a job, you're at Harvard where you're working. Learn how to take care of yourself. Grow up spiritually and physically. One other thing, I'll take your hand. You are too if you have another question. But I remember, long story short, when I was growing up, we were all taught, the boys and the girls, at 18, you're out of here. You're going to leave home. You got to go. So they taught us from small age to be responsible around the house, wash dishes, or, bring in firewood and all kind of stuff, right? They taught you at little kids. And then they taught you, make up your bed. Don't leave here without making their bed up. All right, whatever. And you arguing, but in your own voice, quietly, and you're making up the bed. I remember I had to go milk the cow at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's all wet with dew and cold outside. And I had to rush to milk the cow so I could get back to the house, take a bath, in order to catch the bus around 7:30, 8 a.m. Isn't that amazing? And I used to go out there, I was like so cold. And I used to be mad at the cows. Because sometimes it takes so long to come up from the pound. Come on. And I'll milk the cow. And then I throw some hay on the ground. And I run back home and do my, get ready to catch the bus. And then, long story short, a teenager, I had to work the fields and everything. And at 18 years, I didn't know I was maturing in a way that at 18 years old, I didn't know this. And it's the same way with the spiritual birth too, when you're ready to wake up and grow up. I didn't know that when I turned 18, it was just going to be fine for me to leave home. I was ready. It wasn't sad. I didn't feel like I wasn't going to be able to take care of myself at 18. And I thought, okay. So I finished high school in May, the 22nd of May. And then I said, this summer I'm going to Indiana. So I went to Indiana, got me a job, and came out here and just been doing it on my own. A lot of mistakes along the way, a lot of them. But mistakes are fine when you're on that journey. It's okay, right? And then I wanted to grow up, become an adult spiritually. But in my mind, I wasn't thinking I wanted to become an adult spiritually. I just wanted to understand God as much as possible. I want to know what does that mean to live a life. Because the Bible said we should have, I came that you may have peace. I came that you may be free. I came to set you free from your sins and all that. And you shouldn't have worries. All that's in the Bible. And so I used to say, what's that like to live that way? And so I went on this journey throughout this thing. I wanted to understand, what is it like to live a free life on earth while you're alive? I didn't want to wait till I die. Because most people want to wait till they die. They think it's going to get better, right? I wouldn't take that risk. It's hard enough living trying to make it work. I don't want to wait till I die, but do what you want. And so I wanted to know, what is it like to know God and to be free, have perfect peace? I'm seeing that very clearly. It's amazing. And it caused me to mature and everything spiritually. And then you hear people talk about, oh, I'm spiritual. Are you a Christian? No, I'm spiritual. What is spiritual? They have no idea. I eat bananas every day. They don't even know what spiritual is. They just said it because Oprah said it. Oprah, oh, spiritual. Everybody's spiritual. But you can have an adult spiritual life too. Just like you can as an adult physical person. When you go out on your own, at some point you got to leave mama house. You got to leave daddy house. You got to go out there and grow up. And you will if you do it. And it's not easy if you're blind, I tell you that. But it's worth it. All right? So I said all that for whatever reason, I don't know. Yes, sir.
Oh, so to end it, eventually I'll get to the point where like the movie scenes, the music, and all that's just gonna disappear.
Absolutely. And you will remember songs, but they will come and go, and you're not gonna feel like sitting on the dock of the bay anymore. You'll be able, because God gave us the ability to enjoy music. He wants us to enjoy all things, right? He just doesn't want you to, he encourages you not to get an identity from it. So people have talent. People who make music, that talent was given to them by God. They didn't come up with their own idea to make music. They didn't come up with their ideas how to sing and make it. That's given to them by God too, to earn a living on earth, to make, enjoy life, but you're not supposed to get identity. You're going to enjoy music, but you won't identify with it. And don't try not to identify. It'll happen naturally. But you will enjoy music.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse.
You stay with it, man.
I definitely will.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So I saw this hand way over there, and then the young lady used to push her mom in a wheelchair and threw her from the train one day. And I saw your hand about your mama, right? No. Oh, you didn't push her in a wheelchair? No. Oh, that was your hand? Well, I just put it up. Oh, okay. All right. Yes, sir.
You kind of answered it, right? When I had the thought to ask you, you kind of answered my question, but I was going to ask you if it's our responsibility. I walked into a couple of buzzsaws this week.
A what?
I made some huge mistakes this week.
Okay.
So the first one, I managed to kind of hang in there after I made it. I recognized it. I went through a lot of dialogue in my head, like, self-criticism.
Yeah.
It was almost like I crashed and hit a guardrail on a cliff, and I'm hanging onto the guardrail. And eventually I pulled myself back up on the road. But I saw some things while I was doing that
yeah.
Taking your advice on just being present and, because as I was trying to be present, my head was like, why did you make that mistake in the first place? What's wrong with you? That's not an acceptable mistake, right?
Right.
But then all these other things happened as I stayed silent and stayed present. It kind of ironed itself out. And I was feeling pretty good about it.
Right on.
And I'm like, okay, all right. And then I walked into another buzzsaw. And this one was worse. And then I got caught in my head. And you actually talked about this, where you said that sometimes you're going to feel like God's left you. I definitely felt like that. I felt like there was nothing I could do. Part of me was like, well, what do I do now? Maybe I should try that silent prayer thing right now. But it was almost like I was trying to get to the surface of water, and something wouldn't let me go up into the surface and pray. I just couldn't do it, and the dialogue was heavy, bad. And then I thought, okay, so how much of this is my responsibility? I've had this conversation with you and everybody else has about it's not you. So at some point, it's hard for me to understand exactly how to get out of these messes in the first place. If I feel the sense that God's abandoned me, and it's my responsibility to walk towards him, but I just don't have the energy or the ability to do so.
And so you're asking, so you made some physical mistake at work, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
so-
one at work and one in social life.
Well, and so you made a physical mistake. And when you made the mistake, you went into your head about it.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're asking, where's God in that? Or
No,
what
not
you-
the first one. The second one was much worse, and that is the one where I went deep into like in my head and
and
felt
so
like
and so you're asking, should you have gone in your head, or where's God while you're in your head?
is it so if I'm buried, no one's pulling me out. God's not going to pull me out of this hole. I have to dig myself out of this to get to God.
Oh,
He's
I
not going to
see.
meet me halfway.
No. When you're lost in your head like that,
Yeah,
stay in it and just feel the pain
it was.
and do nothing about it, but just be aware of it no matter how painful it is
Yeah.
and how scary you are with it. Just stay in it and just be aware that you are in it.
And I've never
And
had.
then do nothing about it,
Yeah.
and he'll destroy it. That's
But-
where he wants you.
I just found it interesting. It doesn't seem like I've had this level of it's. I don't know if pain is the right word. I don't know the word for it.
Thoughts or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like you feel. Somebody said once they felt like they wanted to jump out of their skin, type of thing.
Right. Somebody said they wanted to pull it out.
Yeah, it was that bad. I've never felt that before. Is that a
When
side
you're
effect?
there, count it all joy. Because that's what I was talking about. This thing is so evil, and you're so identified with it. As you're dying from it, those little small deaths, and you think, oh, I made it, right?
Yeah,
That's why I don't lie to yourself. When you think you made it, you've not made it.
yeah.
But if you stay with it, it will become painful like that, and even worse. And when you're there, do nothing about it. Just see it. Be aware of it, and do nothing about it.
Yeah, that was the worst I've felt in my life.
Nice.
Okay.
Count it all joy when you're feeling the pain. Tribulations work as patience in your life.
Yeah, because objectively, if nothing in my life was really that bad,
Right.
it wasn't like.
It wasn't that bad.
But it really felt like there was no hope. There was no way out of this. There was no point. It felt like that.
The thought about it was worse than the incident itself. And that's what Satan wants you to trip out on,
Yeah.
so he can make you write a suicide note and kill yourself.
You know, I felt like.
Can anybody relate to that? It's in the thoughts. It's not in the situation itself. It's in the thought.
I felt like that's exactly what was happening. Yet, even though I know that's what's happening,
Yeah.
it was so powerful. It was like having a shipping container on your chest, like no hope of pushing it off.
Absolutely. It's like all hopes are gone, nothing. You're like, what the?
Yeah.
So yes, you're doing fine.
So what do I do when it gets? You said just sit in that.
Yes.
No matter how
sit in
unbearable.
it. No matter how painful, how long it lasts, or how many days, you ride with it. Go with it, live with it, drive with it, go to work with it, go to the party with it, go to lunch with it, and just realize, don't run from it, don't deny it. Just know that this is happening to me. The people around you don't know it. They don't know what you're going through, but the Spirit of truth does. And it's working for you, and the demons are having a fit because you won't react. They know they're going to have to depart because they hate the light, and the light destroys the darkness. Christ said, bring all your darkness unto me. I am the light. I'm the way. And the light will take care of the dark. You're bringing the darkness to the light. You're bringing the darkness to the light. Does that help a little bit?
Yes.
You're bringing all your misery to the light by not doing anything about it.
So that's it. So
Yeah.
by sitting in it and enduring the excruciating pain, that is technically bringing the darkness to the light.
100%. That's exactly what you're doing. And that's what Christ is waiting for people to do. I got you out. It's spiritual, it's good versus evil, it's a battle of warfare between good. There's nothing you can do about it. Bring it to the light. Christ is the light. And the light will destroy all of the darkness. And all emotions are dark. All emotions are dark. The ones that make you feel good and the ones that make you feel bad. The ones that tell you, oh, you know how some people tell you, you're so nice, I really like you, you're a nice person. And you go, oh, thank you, I love that. Two devils lying to one another.
Right.
They don't really think you're nice, and they're not nice for telling you that. It's darkness with darkness. It's all ego. And it's everything. All emotions are dark, and so bring all that darkness onto the light of Christ, the truth, and it will destroy it. But everybody is so identified with those emotions, they think that they are those emotions. I got a message from someone just the other day, and they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do in my life. I just don't know what to do right now. I can't handle it. And I didn't even respond. I haven't responded yet, and I know you're listening. I didn't respond. If you want to die, die. I told you what to do. I can't live for you, and I can't do it for you. Running to me every time is not going to help. You got to do it. I had to do it. Everybody has to do it for themselves. So suffer. And this person was is a really good friend, I guess, person, whatever. But you're right. Stay with that, man. That's right on. And it feels like God is not with you, but He's with you. The truth is with you 24 hours. It will never leave you. It will not ever leave because you've admitted you're evil. Anyone that has anger is evil. So it'll be you're evil. My heart is wicked. I'm evil. I judge people. You've admitted that. The Father come in. You go forgive. He now draw you into the kingdom of heaven. And you're in that kingdom, everything starts to work. The wheels are turning on your behalf. It's not going to feel like it because you're so identified with the far south, but the wheels are turning on your behalf.
Right. I did thought at the first incident, I controlled my anger. I swallowed it. And I thought, oh, yeah, I did it, right? And then my anger didn't go anywhere. It just came out a different.
Right. So never say, oh, yeah, I did it.
I definitely
You're
was
lying.
laughing about that later because
Right. Yeah.
whatever I was angry about, I didn't get angry at that thing, but the anger itself stayed and then it manifested in some other way.
Yeah.
So
I know so many people who say, oh, I made it. Yeah. Oh, I'm on my way up. They felt a little good feeling like, or they learned intellectually about the truth, and they held on to the intellect, the knowledge of the truth, and so they kind of feel good for a minute, and they're like, I made it. And the next day they cry, because they got the same problem. Not realize they only held on to the knowledge of it. Knowledge is fine, but don't hold on to it. Let it go, let it fly away, and the truth will take over. Don't hold on. Leave your glass empty all the time. Never fill it up. Leave it empty. And I'm telling you, don't give up, don't give up. The fact that you heard something that made you realize, wow, that's true. Because I didn't make you realize, I just put the word out there and said it. Something in you told you it made sense. And that's the Spirit of the Father. He's drawing you back unto Him because He knows that you want to be with Him. You already know that, right? And then your brothers and sisters, they don't want it. They're like still in hell. They're Don't try to save your brothers and sisters. Your own flesh and blood. Leave them in their hell. To hell with everybody in the world. Really? The hell with the world. What y'all think about that? When you hear me say the hell with the, let me keep the mic. When you hear me say the hell with the world, this your first time here? Mm-hmm. Take the mic for me. This your first time here?
Yes. Not my first time talking to you, but my first time here.
When you see me say the hell with the world, what goes through your mind?
That's not how I live my life, but okay.
And what do you
I'm
mean?
learning. I listen to you, Jesse,
Right.
and you know some of the things you say make sense to me, and some of the things I might disagree with. That'd
Right.
be something I disagree with.
About
because-
the hell with the world? The
well,
hell
it
with
depends.
your
What,
mama?
you know what? Wait. You know what?
Listen,
I
the
really,
hell with your mama, the hell with your daddy, to hell with your adult children, to hell with your wife, husband, your friend, to hell with the world. Go
But
ahead.
I was just going to say, one thing I've learned to do lately as I talk with a lot of people is to make sure that words are defined. So what do you mean? I've heard you say on your fallen state, I'll tell you in a minute, and you never get back to telling people what they've asked of you. But I think it's important that you define your terms. Now, what do you mean when you say the hell with the world? I've no clue what you mean. And then I just disagreed with you, which was ridiculous because I don't even know what you mean.
See that? She's not even doing what this homework is. You can communicate without agreeing or disagreeing. She just
Absolutely.
disagree and don't even know why. But
Well,
that's
I
a
should
good
have asked
point.
you first. Tell me, when you say the hell with my mama, what do you mean about that?
Your mama is in hell already, and she love it, and she would destroy you, trying to care about it, feeling bad for her, trying to bring her out of it, trying to do anything about it. She would destroy you. She would bring you and keep you in hell with her.
No, but what do you mean by the hell with your mother or the hell with everybody?
Let her suffer in her hell.
So let everybody suffer?
Yes.
Okay.
Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Not to me, but okay.
Okay, good. And why doesn't it make sense to you?
That's not how I want to live in the world.
And why not?
Because selfish, I get pleasure out of bringing joy to people.
Right.
That's my pleasure.
And does your pleasure heal them? Does your pleasure bring
Not
them
always.
out of their
No.
hell?
No, definitely not.
So who-
Definitely not. It's a very selfish thing on my part.
Right.
Yeah. No.
So
No.
who
The
is-
answer is negative. No.
And so who is worse? The woman that took pleasure from mama hell, or mama being in hell bring you in her hell, destroy you? Which is worse, you or mama?
I have no idea.
What?
I don't
you
know.
are. Because you're just evil as your mother. You're pretending you love her. You're pretending that you care, and you don't. It's all about you, your ego, which is
I
evil.
see that. I do see what you're saying. I
Right.
definitely do.
And so you got to stop. You don't have to. You should.
Thank you.
I recommend you start loving your pleasure. Your pleasure is evil.
Well, definitely food for thought. Speaking about food, one thing I don't want, one thing that I'm very, if you remember our conversation years
Then turn the
ago.
fan. I'm heating up again. up here.
That's not
I'm
a
about
good
to
thing.
fall out. Turn the. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Well, one of the reasons I spoke with you years ago when I came by, we sat in your office, was I don't want to say to hell with, well, I'm an animal rights activist.
Oh
so
God.
I know. I don't know why you say, oh God, because I think I don't say it about myself. It's a beautiful thing to care, in my opinion, to
But you
care
don't
for
care about the
innocence.
animals.
Nope, but I do.
No, you don't.
But I do.
You get pleasure from taking care of the animal.
No.
Because the animal makes you feel like you care. You're such a good
So
person.
in other words,
and it's the same pleasure you get from your mama, pretending you care about your mama and the world.
I never said I pretended to care about my mom. I
Do you
said
care about
that
your
I
mother?
enjoy. Yes, very much so.
But you don't care about it.
I'm sorry.
You don't care about your mother.
Oh my God, I feel right now like I'm on the fallen state and I'm saying, oh shit, why am I here?
Did you just say
I just-
OS?
OS.
Whoa.
OS. But anyway, I can't believe this. Because I spoke recently with somebody you had on the Fallen State. I called her and congratulated her for getting through the program with you. It was a great conversation. But in any case, yeah,
breaking
you know what?
electrolytes,
We're complicated, aren't we, as human beings?
You're evil
All
as
right.
human beings.
Okay.
Human beings are evil. Life is not complicated at all. It's just that nature is dark, it's wicked, it is evil.
Okay, I know some of it is.
No, all of it
You're
is.
saying all of it is?
Yeah,
I
all
don't
of it.
see it
That's why
quite
you
that
need to-
way, but
That's why you
but
need to
okay.
burn it. So do you see now that this love you have for the animal is this pleasure
Well, I
for
don't
you?
have love for the animals. I don't know the animals. So what I'm trying to do is minimize pain and suffering in the world because I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to suffer. I don't want you to be in pain. I don't want you to suffer. And I don't want animals to be in pain. And I don't want them to suffer for us.
And how can you stop another human being from suffering
I can't.
or animal?
I can't.
So why do you
I
play
can
that? Why do you play that God game then?
Well, I'm not. I'm just trying to inspire people.
You can't inspire
to,
people.
Well, I have.
But
So
you're lost. How can you inspire someone?
I don't know. I guess maybe we're all lost and we're
No,
all
you're
found.
lost.
And
Do you see that
know.
you're lost?
No, I don't.
You don't see that your ego pleasure is there because you are lost?
If
and
my
that you-
ego pleasure actually makes life better for somebody else, so be it.
But it doesn't.
Well, for the animals, I'm trying to make it so.
But you don't.
Well, you don't know that.
I know that for a fact.
How do you know that?
Because you're not God.
I'm not God.
Right.
Absolutely.
You're playing God though, right?
No, people who are abusing
see
animals
that
are
you-
playing God. I'm trying to keep people from abusing animals.
Right,
And,
and you're
not
at-
playing God and not choosing when an animal dies or lives. That would be a God thing. To choose when another person lives or dies, I'm trying to keep people from thinking that they have that luxury to do that.
But that's not your job to do that.
I'm sorry?
That's not your job to do that. You need
It's
to work.
everybody. I
you
feel it's
need
my
to work-
job.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
You need to work on overcome. Well, you don't have to. You stay in your hell.
No, I got you.
Stay in your false
All right.
love.
Okay.
But you need to work on you to overcome hell, if you want to be free.
I don't know what work on you means, unless what you just said to everybody else. I heard you.
Work
I
on
heard
you
you. I
mean-
take in everything, and I appreciate all your comments because
Work on you mean that you got to overcome evil.
I'm trying to overcome evil.
By
not
doing what?
In me, maybe, and also in everybody else. Doing my best to not overcome their evil, just because I don't think people. No, that's not true. Because some people are evil.
All
in my
people are
mind.
evil.
But
Are you evil?
I'm sorry.
Are you evil?
I don't believe I am. I don't want to be. So
Are you good?
I don't know. I hope so. I can only hope.
Are you
Whatever
evil?
good means. What
Are
does
you
good
e-
mean? That
are-
I'm kind to other people.
Bec-
I hope
Are
so.
you evil?
Oh, here comes the question again, over and over. I seriously feel like I'm in some kind of a time warp. Am I evil? No, I don't believe I'm evil.
Are you good?
I hope so.
You hope so what?
That I'm, whatever good means, I hope. I try to be whatever my definition of good is, I'm trying to be that.
And so are you evil?
Are you, I already answered that.
Are you good?
I already answered that.
Are you good?
I already answered that.
No, I didn't remember. What is it?
Yeah, you remember.
What's your
I know,
answer?
you're not what you claim you are when you talk to
Black
other
and slow?
people. Yeah.
Are you
I'm not going to answer it because I've already answered it.
amazing? Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you
Yeah.
for letting me speak. I appreciate it.
No, anytime. Raise your hand. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you done? Did I finish with you?
Yes, thank you.
So you understand that you gotta, no matter how painful it is, because it's gonna scream at you. It's gonna be like in total darkness. It's like, it's gonna feel like life is over. You know what I mean? And it's like there's no answers. It makes you think you gotta do something. You stay in that, really. And the light sees it, and it knows it's not you. It knows it's not happening to you. It's happening through you, but not to you. And it will destroy the darkness.
It told me not to come here today, too.
See that? Yeah. The last place evil wants you to be is here. It wants you to be around everybody else talking about nothing, how boring their week were. They worked hard this week, your mama died. And it don't want you here fellowship with this kind of truth. Evil would rather for you to be at a church lifting up holy hands and praying out loud and singing and praising the Lord than for you to be here hearing this. It doesn't want you to hear this. Absolutely. That's why I say, oh, you heard it all. I'm so grateful that for 35 years, I have been blessed to attend these meetings. The women's forum, the men's forum, the speaking engagement, and with all type of Republicans, Democrats, everybody. I've learned so much because I'm dealing with human beings. Human beings are a mess. Human beings are a mess. I can't find mess big enough to tell you. Human beings are a mess. You raised your hand about pushing your mother in a wheelchair, right?
I did, but I need to clarify something. She was already in a nursing home. We put her in there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And so you pushed her around while she was in the nursing home.
Yeah, I was there. I was there every week for about 7 years.
Wow. Well, you like, Mama, won't you hurry up and die? That's too long.
You know, I'm pretty sure there was at one point where I was just like, gosh, how much longer is she gonna go on? So I felt she was like already suffering.
Yes.
And it was difficult to see that, yeah. But you know, my mom would always be like, oh, go home. She would tell me, go home to your family, go home, go rest, you worked. Like she wasn't like, oh, you know, she did not
Good.
like me to feel bad for her.
Right on.
And even at the end, like honestly, Jesse, the day before she, maybe a day and a half before she passed away, she did look right at me and she said, have I been a good mother? And she was already like, you know, in dementia and all that. And because I was caught up in my emotions, mind you, this happened 6 years ago, I could not tell her the truth.
Wow.
And I let that opportunity go by, and I know that now what I do know is that could have set my mom free spiritually.
Yeah.
And I did forgive her after she passed on, and because I could understand that it was something that I should have done, and that the opportunity was presented, but in my weakness, I could not do it.
Yeah.
And but I think she really wanted to be set free.
If she asked you that on deathbed, yes.
Yeah, and I was like, what? I just was too weak to do
I
it.
understand.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep. But I was there for 7 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's
and
a long time.
It you know what? Sometimes it wore down on me. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say it didn't, but it's over.
Yeah.
It's nothing that I like. I don't give it thoughts about like the time or anything like that. I see it as it's over, and my life is where it is
Right
now.
on. That's all you have right now.
Yeah, that's it today.
And the devil try to make you think about the past or the future because that's where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
God wants you to be only present with him right now. So whatever happened then, that was then. It doesn't exist anymore, but in the imagination. So right on.
And I didn't quite learn my lesson. I did take care of my sister for 2.5 years, like 2.5 years after my mom passed away.
Whoa.
But
you love thrill.
I did. You know what?
misery.
I was 100% getting an identity
Yep.
from stepping up and helping, and now I did. I learned a lot in that 2.5 years about you're making this about you.
Yeah.
And yeah, she passed on too. My sister passed away and stuff. And I'm really, at this point, I do feel like I'm living for me now.
Right on.
And I just can't see myself going back to that again. That was just enough.
Human beings never, ever, ever, and pay attention to this, folks, to yourself. They never do anything for anyone for that person. They do it for themselves. They get a thrill for themselves. And they lie and say it's for the person, or it's for the animals, or it's for this. It's for self. When you go on a picket line, whether you're for or against the issue, you're not there for whatever you're picking for, you're there for you. You want to be seen. You want to be thought of as a good patriot or a good abortion killer or whatever. You're there for you. That's all it's about. It's never about anything else.
Yeah.
That's
was a
what the
way of
evil
avoiding-
nature is about. I'm sorry?
Oh, it was my way of avoiding facing
Absolutely.
what I was, you know. So.
I'm such a good person. I work so hard to help my sister, and she doesn't even appreciate it. I hear parents say that about their children. I work so hard for these kids. I give them everything. I buy them everything. I send them to the best school, and they don't even appreciate it. If you're doing it out of real love, why do you need them to appreciate it? Really, why do you need the thrill of knowing that they appreciate it? If you're doing it with real love. Amazing. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you actually already answered part of the question with music, but I was wondering, like, what does an honest and right way of making art look like?
Making what?
Art, music in general, I guess,
Oh.
but art in general, I mean,
Make it without an identity. Meaning, I know you got to use some emotion for it,
yeah,
and all that.
and imagination,
Imagine,
kind of
but
too,
don't
right?
you? Once you make that music, you're done with the song. Don't hold on to it in your mind. It was just a building a house.
And how
the
do you
song
know?
is done.
How do you know if, like, if you're communicating with something that you shouldn't be? You know, like, because you are like accessing your imagination, and I don't think you write songs. You know, I think they come to you, but it's about, can you trust that? You know, I don't. That's like a big question.
As
that
long
we're
as you
going
can see it,
on.
and you're not identified with it, because once you're done making the music, the song goes away. I mean, you know, the song goes, but you don't. If the song work out fine, if it doesn't, fine. You're not hurt or bothered either way about it. It
Yeah.
happens on its own because you have not identified with the song.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I used to. The best I can do for this right now is I used to like that song "Sitting by the Dock of the Bay."
Oh yeah.
I identify with it. It wasn't just a song. I felt it, I thought it, I felt it, I lived with it.
Yeah.
I drove down the freeway to Santa Barbara on a beautiful Sunday afternoon with sitting by the dock of the bay playing, and I would be crying. I miss her so badly. What is she doing? I can imagine what she's like with that other guy and all that kind of stuff, right? And so don't live like that with it. Now I can see by the dock of the bay, it's just nice music. That's all it is.
So I shouldn't be like worried about like what I'm communicating with. Like if I get like a strong emotional response from it or something. That's
No,
what
let
kind
all
of
worry go.
terrifies me. But I do let it go. And then what happens after is I'm having these thoughts that are saying like, you're communicating with Satan. That's not God giving you like anything. That's not anything else but some demonic stuff
That's
going
not
on.
God telling you that, so let that go
Yes,
too.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, all thoughts are all lies all the time. I almost don't want to tell you this, but I will. Don't get an identity from this, all right? Don't imagine this or anything. There is a higher thought. There's a higher way of thinking.
Yeah.
You're thinking on the lower level where you think, oh, I get an identity from that song now, right? That's a
Yeah.
lower level. There is a higher level thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
It
I
really
understand.
is.
I understand.
But this one that's telling you, oh, you got this now, let that pass. That's a lower level thinking.
Cool. I thought that's what the answer might
Yeah.
have been. Thank you.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yes, did I see your hand, Raymond?
Yeah.
Is this your first time here?
yeah. This is my first
What's
time.
your
I'm from
first
Florida.
name and how did you find us?
Brian, and I saw your Man on the Street interviews with the folklore Americana dude back then when you were doing the
yeah.
slut walk and stuff like that. And
Nice.
it changed my life so much. I flew down to Florida and I forgave my dad. And my mom, she did. And I got over all that at first. But it was
Right
the
on.
dad that was a hard thing to get through. And
why was it difficult with your father?
because I had anger towards him, and I saw all the negative. He never directly like abused me, but he allowed a lot of stuff to happen, right? And so I I thought I didn't blame him, actually. Like, I thought, well, he never did this, he never did that. But I realized after listening to your show that I was like, I hate this guy. Like, I hate him with a passion, and it is destroying me.
Yeah.
And so I went down to Florida. I was shaking in my boots. It was the last time I ever did. And
Right on,
yeah,
man.
new challenges come up along the way, but it's not even really a challenge as much as it's something you just deal with. And
When those challenges come, they're all the time they're happening out there. They're not happening in you.
yes, sir. Okay.
But
yeah.
the thought's gonna make you think, if you're not aware, they're gonna make you think it's happening in you, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a physical, physical, it's like the challenge that he would deal with at work. He had an outer challenge with the work, but the real problem was in his head. He would believe what the thoughts were telling him about the situation.
Oh yeah, yeah. The challenge is rarely ever the thing that you're actually dealing with. It's more just that
Yeah.
evil spirit. I mean, it's always just that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
I want you to know, and all of you, if you stick with this, you will get to a point where you will have a clear mind. And just imagine living a life, going to work, raising your family, going to the market, going to a party with a clear mind. Everything you do will be done with a clear mind. Right now you're doing it with a foggy mind because of the limiting imagination, these emotions, and the anger and all that. But it will clear up if you stay with it and don't do anything about it, but be aware of it. That's all you need to do. Just be aware of it and don't call it you. That's all you need to do. It's so simple, but yet you make it so complicated because you're so identified with the false self. You don't love me. Who is there to be loved? And who is saying you don't love me? Who's saying that? And who is to me that you want me to love? You want me to love your hell? That's crazy, but I understand you're crazy. All angry people are crazy. Sorry. All angry people are crazy. And then they talk about mental health. The mental health is a crazy mind that comes from evil. That's the mental health. And medication is not going to help that. It's not going to help it. I'm not a doctor, do what you want, but it ain't going to help. All right? Right on, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Raymond, did you have your hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I may have told you this some time ago, but I remember when I silently pray. I know first thing I notice is that I'm in a barren wasteland. Absolutely, there's nothing but darkness and barrenness, and thoughts that come up in my mind that made me want to scream, and yet I stay by staying in the prayer. It's as a slow form of warmth becomes to rise within me, as if something was there to try to want to heal me of that barrenness, that emptiness. So
Christ want to heal you. God want to heal you, but he's not going to force it upon you. He'll let you think that you are what you are until you die with it. He's only going to do it when you do what you're saying, to being still and allowing him to do it. He's going to let you think what you want. He'll let you even think that you're a good person. He'll let you think you're a loving person. He'll let you think that you're one of the nicest people ever. He'll let you think that, and if you don't want to change from that, he'll leave you in that. And then human beings will let you think you're a nice person too, because they want to use you. So they'll use you up, letting you think, but behind closed doors, they think, what a pathetic, weak person. I need some extra money. Let me go to her house or his house. Human beings will use you, and they'll let you think whatever they see that you want to think about yourself. Isn't that amazing?
yes. One more thing about to the animal rights activists. I have one question for How can we save the world if we cannot save our own souls?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question for, the assignment. Time going by, we haven't even gotten to this week assignment. The young lady right here want to respond to the not the assignment, but the biblical question this week. What was the biblical question this week?
Something about who are you actually?
Yes. And
I-
you say,
I have no idea.
what kind of human being are you actually?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry?
I have no idea
Meaning what?
that I don't know what kind of human being I am actually.
And why don't you know?
Well, I would think if I were to say, if I'm speaking to my false self, I would say that I was somebody who enjoyed helping people and would get upset when those people wouldn't take an advice.
Yep.
Now that I know that I should not be helping people because I'm not God, I don't need to, I can't even help my own self. Who I was actually is who I'm not anymore. So I don't know who I am as a human being actually because I'm still working on myself. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know. I'm still
Right on.
working on that.
Do you see now that when you were helping those human beings, you wanted something from it for yourself?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I felt like I somehow had this power to magically help people. I knew the right words to help them.
Yeah.
But then I would just neglect my own self and my own feelings and how to help myself. I could help everybody else, but I couldn't help my own self.
That's an amazing point. I know that everyone who think that they can help other people and that they are helping other people are miserable. They can't even help themselves.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? And yet in their mind they think they're helping others. They're not.
Right.
It's all for self. It's a false idea.
Yeah.
Amazing. Are you married?
Yes.
Do you obey your husband?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
You do? Here it comes.
Yes.
Okay. Are you the husband? And does she obey you?
I said a 9.7 out of 11.
Oh, amazing. Nice. Who are you? What type of human being are you actually?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? Okay.
No.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah, only bad things come to mind.
Right on. So I got to ask this question because of time. Because of time. And I want to ask this of the young lady with the Baudelaire hair. So the assignment at one time was to communicate with people without agreeing or disagreeing. You're aware of that, right?
I am.
Have you been doing that?
I think so, more than often. I just don't really care to get into debates that much anymore.
Into what?
Get into debates anymore. So if you want to feel that way, congratulations.
That's how you've been dealing with it?
Kind of, yeah.
And so are you communicating with people, though, that you do communicate with? Are
No.
you communicating with them without agreeing or disagreeing?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. People love a soapbox, so if they want to get on it and go for it, I can just sit there and listen. I'm too tired to like agree or disagree really sometimes, Like if I'm talking to Rochelle on the phone about our day, that will kind of come up, I guess. Like we'll agree about some stuff, but I don't want to argue with, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't really answer that question. I
No,
guess,
you didn't.
yeah, I mean, I remember when you threw that out there, I just don't care anymore about that.
But I didn't tell you not to care.
I know you didn't, but I think when I heard it, I was like, well, I'm
telling you, and these assignments and these biblical questions, they really will help you if you do them. You really will it's gonna blow your mind, right?
Well, I wasn't saying I don't care about the assignment. I just like
No,
when I look
realize,
at it, I just like there's so much energy and like it's so pointless to like agree or disagree. Do you know what I mean?
That's why you want to live life without having to do that.
Pardon?
That's why you want to live life.
I know, yeah, that's what I'm
and you
saying.
gotta
So like I'm
communicate
looking
with
at
people. We
Yeah.
work together in commerce and all that kind of stuff. So we got to communicate. There's a way to do it without agreeing or disagreeing.
Right. I see that.
But
mean-
you haven't been doing it yet.
No, I do it. I feel like I do it a lot.
How? For those to help others. How?
I mean, I work with people I'm working with people, new people I don't even know all the time. I'm around people that are, for the sake of this conversation, would wholeheartedly disagree with everything that I am. And then also the opposite, where I am around so many different types of people. And to me, just having a face-to-face conversation where I'm literally face-to-face, it's more interesting to just have a conversation and not take a side. I'm constantly kind of having to do that for the sake of just walking through my day. And I think the more aware I am of everything, I don't see the value in like holding a real position about something.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, I can see what's in front of me, and if somebody wants to, hold the throne on whatever it is that they stand for, go ahead.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't serve me as somebody walking through life to get, and this is a big shift because I feel like I, at one stage of my life, stood very firm in certain things and would get super irritated and bothered and have a agree or disagree situation.
Okay.
So yeah.
Amazing. The young lady want to respond in the white, right next to you. Are you communicating with people without agreeing or disagreeing?
No, I do sometimes. Tried it this week.
And
It's hard.
It's hard. In what way? When you tried, what did you do, and what's hard about it?
I didn't realize how many people come to me to talk to me about stuff, like update me on their life, or they want to talk about political stuff. And I do like politics, and my close friends know what I like, so they'll send me stuff or they'll want to discuss stuff with me. And then random people too, if I take an Uber, they're like, can you believe? And they automatically think that because I look a certain way or I'm younger that I'm going to agree with a certain side, and I don't. So it's hard for me to bite my tongue because I have strong feelings about it. But I've been trying not to get involved in stuff, but it looks like people are seeking my approval sometimes when they come to me, like, can you believe this? Or like even at work, like, oh, this person's getting on my nerves.
And so are you able to communicate with them, even your enemies? Are you able to communicate with them without agreeing nor disagreeing?
Not comfortably, like how you just did this with Raymond, where you stared at him for a good 60 seconds. I got so uncomfortable, I started cracking up. But I'm gonna try it.
I'm looking at Raymond, you felt uncomfortable.
Yes.
What a mess,
Yes.
huh?
I was like, what the heck? Why isn't he saying anything? But that's a good technique that I'll try. I'm just not used to it.
And why did you become uncomfortable with me staring at Raymond when he finished?
I don't know. You were just like, he was just staring. It was a stare off. I don't know. It was just weird. Yeah.
That is so deep. I just can't walk away from this. What in you
It made
was
me
feeling that
uncomfortable. Like
way?
literally, I went like this, and I was like cracking up because I was just like, I could never do that, but I'll try it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what I want, the point I want to make and bring home to you, that feeling that you got from watching Raymond, those false identity in you, identify with the false identity in him, and that wasn't you.
You're right. I felt uncomfortable for Raymond.
Yeah,
I
but it
know.
wasn't you feeling uncomfortable for him at all. and it wasn't you. It's like if I tell somebody, come up on the stage, and right away they'll, or if I say, okay, in 5 minutes, I'm going to have you come up on the stage and give a talk. Right away, the mind goes to work. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Oh, hell no.
What is going to happen?
Yeah.
Everybody going to be looking at me. I'm scared. That's not you. That's the spirits that you want to, those are the spirits that you want to overcome. And so when you felt the uncomfortableness that you felt with Raymond staring there like that,
Yeah.
it wasn't you at all. It was not, it's the false you. Y'all understand that? But you think that it was you, and so you say, I feel so uncomfortable for him.
It's so sly because I can recognize the not me a lot, but that I would have never caught that.
That's why I want to make the point.
Yeah.
That was not her. Whomever else felt anything about me just standing there like he crazy. And you felt something about it. That wasn't you. That's why you want to be conscious, because there's so many not yous inside of you. It's not you. And then when you see that, you're going to overcome it. And then next time something like that happens, you won't be moved by it.
It's true because he said it with so much passion too. How can you, and then you just shut it down. So
I didn't shut it down.
you kind of did. You didn't respond, and he didn't say anything either. So
And did I have to respond?
no, you didn't.
And so why would you feel comfortable because I didn't respond?
I don't know.
Communicating without agreeing or disagreeing. Because of those false nature, you feel like you got to agree or disagree. You don't want to leave a person hanging. You don't want them to feel silly if you don't respond.
Yeah.
You feel those are false identities. Those are the things that get you in trouble.
And you know what? This exercise is really good if you use social media a lot because everything that you see on social media wants you to agree or disagree.
Absolutely.
So it's really good to disconnect from that
Yeah.
and just try not to have an opinion.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So this young man in front of you want to respond to this, and the young lady way in the back. Have you been dealing with people without agreeing or disagreeing?
To be honest, I kind of forgot about that one.
You
but
forgot?
Yeah.
That means you haven't been doing it.
No.
What a mess.
No.
Is this your first time here?
Yes, sir.
What's your first name?
Joe.
Joe?
Yep.
And how did you hear about us?
I think I actually found you guys on your mom's house.
At your mother's house?
Yeah, the podcast
Right.
with Tom Segura.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So let me ask, since you don't know about, you forgot about that one, what kind of human being are you actually?
Originally, all I could think of is a sinner.
A what?
A sinner.
Okay. And now?
Now I don't know.
You don't know? And why don't you know? I'd like to answer if you don't know, it's best not to make up something. You're absolutely right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
And why not? Why not?
I'm working up to it.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Initially, I could never imagine doing that to my mom.
Why not?
I don't know, because I thought she was great, and nothing was.
You thought you were great?
Yeah.
And why did you think you were great?
She's been a big help in my life. I don't know. She was a good example, I thought.
You thought?
Yeah. But I'm getting to the point where I'm going to do it now.
And how long have you realized that you had this thing that she wasn't great? How long have you known this?
Only a couple months.
You've been knowing this for a couple months?
Mm-hmm.
And why haven't you done it then already?
Well, I've been on the road the past month for work, so
How about
I
the
haven't been
couple
home.
months, the months before you went on the road?
Sorry?
How about those months before you went on the road?
It just made me uncomfortable. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
And why not?
Because I was worried about how it would make her feel and how it would impact our relationship.
And your relationship with her is no good already. Was it going to make it worse or better?
Better, probably.
Did you think going to her, make it better? It would. So why? Okay, I understand what I'm asking, but you're not, and you've heard me say this maybe, you're not going to be free until you face your mother. You can't work up to it. You're going to have to go to her in fear
Yep.
and trembling,
Shaking in my boots.
shaking in your boots.
Yep.
And when you do that, and then fear going to disappear and courage will happen. You're not going to get courage until you do it. It's not going to, you can't work your way up to it. You got to do it in fear and trembling. What do you
Okay.
think about that?
I agree.
Yeah. Because can't you FaceTime with her when you're on the road too?
Yeah, but I'd like to be in person for it.
Okay. You live with her?
No.
Thank God. I was hoping you say no to
Nope.
that one. Nice. Any questions about that? Or anything?
No, I think this helped a lot.
Okay. Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes, sir.
Right on. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Is this your first time too?
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Skylar.
And why haven't you forgiven your mother?
I haven't decided to yet.
And why not?
I'm not sure. I'm very new here, very new to this. So
Oh, so how did you find us?
through him,
So you haven't heard any of the shows or anything?
couple of them.
And what do you think about the shows?
I like it.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you see you need to forgive your mother?
I'm not sure about that yet.
Oh, you're not sure yet?
Yep.
Oh, okay. How old are you?
30.
Oh my God. No, I'm playing. How will you overcome her if you don't forgive her because you're just like her? How will you overcome your mother?
I don't know. I got a lot to think about, I guess.
Have you noticed you're just like her?
Yeah.
What is it like being a man that's just like his mama?
I'm not sure.
Do you like being like your mama?
I mean, a little bit. My mom's a nice person.
Oh God, those are the worst ones. Your mother never satisfied.
Oh, yeah.
You got to forgive your mother and your father. When you think about the idea of having to go and forgive your mother, what crossed your mind?
I mean, I think it would be something very simple. My mom would be very understanding.
Okay, go to her and see. Hey, mother, I've been resenting you. I've been angry at you. You made me in your image. I realize now you can't help it. I'm sorry. See what happens. Once you see that, you need to forgive her. Not because I said it.
All right.
All right? What is it like being shy at 30?
Being shy?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
You know you're shy, right?
A little bit, yeah.
And you know it shows, right?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
I guess it's just who I am.
You think that's who you are?
Yeah.
And why do you think that? You think God created you to be shy?
He might have.
No. Shy is weakness. Why would God create his son to be weak?
I guess you're right.
I'm sorry?
I said, I guess you're right.
Yeah, he didn't create you that way. When you see that you do resent your mother and your father for not protecting you from her, he's going to take that shyness away when you forgive them.
Okay.
Are you close to your father?
I just recently reconnected with him after 20 years. So.
Really?
Yeah.
And what kept you away so long?
He lived down in Texas. We didn't have any communication with each other. And yeah, I just reached out to his brother one day and got his number and sent him a text message.
Right on. Well, he loved you. He just didn't know how to deal with your mother.
Yeah.
He left your mother. He did not leave you. You understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So forgive him too.
I will.
Amazing. Nice. Right here, and then Mimi. What type of human being are you actually?
Oops, sorry. So I would say a horrific one.
Horrific meaning what?
Meaning that, and I would like to preface this by saying that it took me over 1 year. I've been doing this for 3. It took me over 1 year to accept this truth that there's nothing good in me as a human. I relate so much to Paul when he said that the thing about wanting to do something but not being able to do whatever it is that he wants. There's nothing good there.
Yeah.
When I reflect back on all the things that I thought were good, it was me, even though I didn't know at the time, it was me exploiting someone.
Absolutely.
And vice versa as well. Those times that I thought someone was being so nice to me, it was them exploiting me. So it's been difficult to come to that conclusion that really there's nothing at all good in my human self.
That's amazing. Have you have you been communicating with people without agreeing or disagreeing? Have you tried that yet?
I have been doing that.
And you have been doing it?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
In the beginning, it was, and I spoke with you about this last Sunday, it was difficult, and you brought it to my attention that the times that I communicated and thought that nodding and using certain body language was a good thing, because that's what I was taught, it was actually me getting some sort of ego thrill from that. What I've discovered is that when I don't disagree, when I neither disagree nor agree, it opens up the communication more. I have found that things that I thought that I initially disagreed about at the outset of a conversation, for example, just by not disagreeing, just by not expressing that, I've actually been enlightened in many ways. So for me, I believe that resisting the urge to agree or disagree, to neither agree or nor disagree, is bringing me steps closer to who I truly am, because I really don't know anything. So I don't feel like I'm an authority really to disagree or agree on anything.
Amazing. Nice. When you will, if you do this, you will get to a point that you'll be able to communicate with anyone, your enemy, your friends, your family, married, whatever, without agreeing or disagreeing. It's going to be amazing. You will get to this point. We've been taught, everything we've been taught been wrong, and that's why we have not been able to live, to be at peace. Everybody taught us wrong. And that's why you're being taught in the right way now. Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mimi, what type of human being are you actually?
Well, it's difficult to follow Donyale's response because now I just sound like I'm saying everything she said. But actually, I am no good as a human being. But also with that actually, it helped me to understand that as a human being, actually, I'm nothing. But spiritually, if there is a word for a spiritual human being, or to say to God, I'm everything. To the world, on earth, I'm nothing. Because my world with God in it is a connection to Him, and my connection to Him is everything, if that makes sense.
No.
Okay, that's okay. I'm still figuring it out. So it could possibly be just a big old mess.
That's a mess.
Okay. Well, I'm okay with that because I'm working on me, and that's what matters.
And so,
Jesse, I can see your face. What is that? What is that?
that was such a mess. I don't even know what you
Okay,
said.
well then let's just turn the page. Do the assignment and say nothing.
Repeat what?
No. Maybe it was that much of a mess.
You may
No,
have
it's
made
okay.
a lot of sense.
No.
I could have missed it. I'm black and slow.
I guess for me, I segmented the answer. In my mind, I was saying as a human being, actually, I'm nothing. But spiritually, with God, my connection with God, I'm everything.
And how do you know that part?
Because when the light is within me and I allow it to shine, it takes up, it grows into every space. So I connected that with everything.
And what does that mean? It grows into every space. What space?
Jesse, I do not know.
So why'd you say that then?
Because I guess for me, there's a battle within, and I want the light to win. So I want it to expand. I want it to be in every part of my life, if that makes sense.
No.
Okay.
And why do you want that? This is so deep, y'all.
Is it really, Jesse?
Yeah, it is very deep.
Okay. Why do I want that?
And I'm going to have somebody tell you why it's so deep in a minute, but it's
Okay.
deep. Go ahead.
Well, I thought you were going to ask the other question. I was ready for that question.
That was Satan had you thinking. He's going to ask you this one. Get
Well,
ready.
I will say I have been doing a better job of having a wait and see.
Right on.
So I was caught off guard.
And because of time, what does that mean? I want light to expand, and I want this. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Jesse, listen, I don't know.
So then why did you say it then?
Because I want God to win. I
Win
want
what? God's
I don't
already
know.
won.
Okay. Well, I want
It's over. It's done. The battle has been won already.
This
What
is
is
true.
it that you want God to win?
I take that back. I don't want him to win after you said that. Jesse. Okay. I guess for me, and what's interesting is I had a question for you. And this may answer your question with my question.
No, you can't ask me no question until you answer that one first.
I don't have the answer.
So why'd you say that then?
Because it made sense in my mind.
Where?
In my mind.
Where?
In my mind, Jesse.
But it didn't make sense when you said it.
Okay.
And so what did that tell you about the mind?
It's a mess.
Right. And the reason this is so important, you cannot have any ideas or plan of how this thing or how you want God to be or why you want to do it or anything because you're still in your mind with ideas about God.
Sure.
And those ideas are separating you from Him. You got to come to this with no idea. You got to want to, God, I want to be different, right? But you can't say what kind of difference you want to be.
Right.
You just say, God, I want to be different. I don't want to be that. I'm different. But you can't say, I want to be a good person, or I want to be a child of God, or I want to be a good wife, or a good mother, or I want to be the good worker. You can't put anything in there because you don't know what it is you want. And all you're doing is taking up more false identities when you come up with these things that you want to be. That's not what you want to be. That makes sense? Look how Satan gave her all this stuff. I want the space to be filled up. What space? The devil told her that. I just want to be different. I don't know what that is. I want to overcome all these identities and just be different. And let him do the different thing. Because Satan will give you ideas of what you want to be. And what it's like to be a Christian. And what it's like to be a Christian child of God. Or you still living off ideas. Don't fall for that trick. Leave it blank. That make sense?
Yes. Well, can I ask my question now?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you hear me or you just waiting on your question?
No. I heard you completely. Okay. And the whole
the mind
connection.
is something else. It's
no,
like
I
she
know.
felt Raymond's pain.
No, I know.
It had nothing to do with her.
Well, but it's funny because when I first got here, all day long, I was connecting with everybody's, absolutely. And I realized that space that existed where you said nothing and Raymond was still on his last point, that's where the devil and the demons just go cray-cray. Like they just
Absolutely.
are going crazy. The biggest party, loudest sounds, banging cymbals, all that craziness.
Your question.
My question is, why is it that my mind is always trying to find a reason for everything? I'm not sure if anybody else does this, but when
Everybody
something
does it.
happens, I'm like, why did that happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why did somebody bump into me in the store and said I had a nice shirt on? Like if something really good happens, why did that happen? What's the meaning of that? Like why is it that I'm always trying to find a reason for everything?
Because it's evil, and they want to stay with you, and they want you to identify with it so that it would never have to depart from you.
Even the good stuff, like if somebody
No,
blesses me with something, this hasn't happened, this is just hypothetical. Maybe somebody is like, you know what, you need $500, I'm gonna hand you $500. Wouldn't there be a reason for that?
Yeah,
What?
you needed it.
Okay.
See how simple that is?
Yeah, you're right. God is not that complicated.
He's very simple. He give you a clear mind. Satan give you this crazy mind. And he's always talking to you, giving you suggestions and things like that. God's way is just clear all the time. That's why he wants you to encourage you to stay present with him. If Satan got you messed up like that, it got to be some big answer. It got to be some deep answer. It got to be this. And, somebody give you $100. Oh, Lord, oh, bless, thank you. Why can't it be just, oh, thank you? Why you got to go into, oh, I'm blessed, Lord, I needed this, and the Lord answered my prayer.
Jesse, see, when I first walked in here, I cried a lot. Now, you be making me cry.
And you still lying.
I know. Well, the devil in me, it's not me.
Right. It's not you. It's true. So stop calling it you.
Thank you.
One last quick thing, because this young man want to respond to the biblical. He's dying to respond. I see it all over him.
I'm sure of it.
Are you agreeing? Are you communicating with people without agreeing and disagreeing?
Yes. Last week I couldn't do it at all.
Right.
I did it this week.
And how did you do it this week?
I was in a conversation and it was over the phone, so I didn't have to worry about my face or anything. But the point we were discussing came to an end, or that person came to an end, and I just said nothing. And that space started coming up,
Yeah.
and it felt like, what are we gonna do? Where are we going with this? And the minute passed, or the moment passed, and we went on to something new and fresh and in the conversation, and the conversation went well. It was almost as if the next thing to say came by itself.
And it will. Absolutely. Because people go on and on and on about nothing.
You're right.
Instead of just saying, good morning, they go, good morning, how are you? How was your day? How was your week? Did you feel, what you doing for today? Good morning is enough. You're going to find when you can communicate without agreeing or disagreeing, you're going to find yourself using fewer words. Really. Really. And you're going to make the whole point with fewer words rather than going on and on and on to be seen. Amazing. This mind is a mess. It really is. Did you have your hand? Okay. In the white. Over there, yeah. In the white.
You wanted to talk to him, though. All right, that's fine. So anyways, what I was going to tell you about...
See how Mama always try to direct you?
I wasn't gonna have the stare down. The neither disagree or agree. I'll say this one thing. It made me realize that I need to have other things to talk about. You know, if it's not things I don't want to talk about, I have to have things in my back pocket a little bit. So I'm kind of boring without the gossip or without other stuff, right? Number one. And then number two is if you don't agree nor disagree, I felt like I kind of didn't have an identity, so it was a little bit boring. Like, who am I if I don't even
There
identify
you
with
go.
either side? So that was just interesting in what I learned. That's it.
Right on. This week, I want to encourage you to communicate with few words as possible. Make the whole point with few words. Don't blabber on and on and on and on. Give this a good try. Communicate with fewer words this week. And watch how the people around you, they're going to be like, what the? Because they're going to go on and on and on and on. When you go out and kill a hog for this week, and you have to hit the hog on the head with the hammer, with the axe, and knock it out. When you tell that story, I went out to the barn, I got the hog, I hit the hog on the hammer and killed him. Story's done. You ain't got to say, and he bled and I cried. What type of human being are you actually?
I'm an evil human being.
And why do you say that?
Because of the things that I've done just to please my ego, and pretty much the thoughts that I have, you know, throughout the days, throughout the weeks, and just, you know, realizing that everything I do for people and stuff like that, taking care of them and everything is just for my ego. Pretty much it's just evil.
Yeah.
It's nothing good within me, what I've done. So, but ever since I've been working on myself, I've been trying to ignore all that. And yeah, it's been helping.
Stay with it.
Yeah.
Really. You're going to be surprised how wicked you are. Really. You're going to be happy to see it, though. The more you see it of it, you're going to be glad because you're going to be you will overcome it. It will no longer have, to the point, it will no longer be in you. It will have no control because it's not you. It's this thing that has made a home in you. It's really not you. And you're going to realize all the things you've done in the past and all that was never you. And there was never a reason to be guilty or to feel guilty because it was never you. Christ came and he set us free. We are literally free. You just don't know it because of all this mess in your imagination. It really is. Have you been thank you, man. Any question? Have you been communicating without without agreeing or disagreeing?
Yeah, I did it last week, but I forgot this week.
You forgot to do it this week?
Yeah, but I did do it
And when
last
you
week.
did it, what was it like?
There's a few things I learned. When I did agree and disagree with people, it was just to feel safe and protect something.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it was.
That is such a, Mimi made that same point. You only agreeing and carrying on because you try to feel like you're something, to be safe one way or another. And it's another false identity, false self-identity that you're trying to live with. And die from it, don't stay with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the times where I was conscious enough to like not agree or disagree, I felt light as a feather, like nothing happened.
I rest my case.
The other person was kind of freaking out and looking at me crazy, but
Yeah.
I was just like, what the, you know?
Sometimes I'm at the gym, and these people come up to me, and they want to go, they're on one side or the other of politics, they want to go on and on about it. Did you see this? Oh, I can't. It all depends on what side they're on. They truly believe what they believe on the right side, and they totally believe what they believe on the left side, and it just blah, blah, blah kind of stuff, right? And so sometimes I just look at them. Or I just continue to lift my weight, and I don't say a word. And they look at me, I don't say a word, and then they walk away. I'm like, right on.
Yeah, that's totally what happens. If you just stare at them, they'll
It's
eventually leave.
boring. People are boring with all this conversation.
Yeah, if you just stare, they'll eventually just like move on.
They will.
And nothing happens, literally.
Right
Like,
on.
the world goes on, you know?
It does.
Yeah.
Because of time. Did you tell me you were a chiropractor or something like that?
Yeah.
What did that mean?
It's like a spine doctor.
It's like beta back people?
Yeah.
Oh, you help beta back people?
Yeah, I do. I'm on the last stretch, though. I just passed the last test.
Do you know real medical doctors? Do you know a real doctor that really take care of you?
Yeah.
You do know one?
Yeah, I know one.
Oh, I want to talk to you about him.
Okay.
I'm looking for a real doctor.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk after the meeting.
Yeah.
All right.
I had one more question.
Yeah.
You know when like the hell comes out of nowhere?
Yes.
And you're just like freaking out, but you know you still have to do something that the hell is telling you about? You know
you
what
got the hell inside of you?
Yeah, like when you just like start freaking out, like, oh, I have to tell this person this thing.
Right.
But then, you know, the mind is like, if you don't tell them, the world's gonna end. If you do tell them, the world's gonna end. So when that happens, if you just wait it out and then it goes away and then you still have to tell the person the thing, that's okay, right? You're not copping out there.
Well, it all depends on what it is you're telling them.
Let's say something logical for work. Let's say you have to tell them something just strictly about work.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, the mind starts going crazy because it's a night before.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that happened to me this week, and I even called the person, but thank God they didn't answer. It was like an act of God so I could sit in it, you know?
Yeah.
They didn't answer, and I was just like, all right, I guess I gotta just think about it.
I have to do that a lot at work. I know about correct an employee or tell them something they don't want, and I can already know they're not gonna like it, right? And the mind goes, want to make me go crazy. I know now not to pay attention to thought. I still just tell them anyway. And however they react is on them. I'm not responsible for their reaction. So yes, tell them anyway.
Okay.
And don't overreact to them, because they want you to overreact so they can feel better about being mad at you or not taking your advice or whatever.
Yeah.
Not doing the job.
But it's like most of the time, nothing even really happens. It's just the mind
It's
is
in
just
the mind. It's
trying
not
to
even
kill
real.
you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
The mind is messed up. Your mind is not God's mind.
Yeah. I had one more question. I think I lost it, though. Oh, it was a good one, too.
Real so good you forgot?
Yeah, I don't know where it went. We were talking about, oh, man. Yeah, I guess that's it.
If you remember in the next few minutes, let me know.
Okay.
Because of time. Okay. I want to ask, right here, did you do the the assignment of communicating with people without agreeing or disagreeing?
Yes.
And tell me about it.
Actually, before you made an assignment, I noticed that about myself, that I've been, especially at work, because the most part of my day that I'm around people is when I'm at work. And my job is like fairly new, so I'm in a new environment where I'm around a bunch of females that are younger than me, and they love to talk. And since I've been working there, I stay silent. I stay quiet for the most part, unless they ask me something. So I don't get into agreeing or disagreeing. I just stay quiet and I focus on what I'm doing. I focus on my job and what I'm doing in front of me. So I've noticed it to the point where sometimes, like, I'm so quiet that when I go, like, take a lunch break and I go and I actually say something, my voice is cracking because I've been so quiet the whole time. Like, I need to exercise my vocal cords. But yes, I've done that. I don't feel the need to agree or disagree.
And so when you are, just because we have to communicate with one another, we talk to each other, work with each other, are you able to communicate with them without agreeing or disagreeing?
Yes.
And how do you do that?
Just most of the time the conversation is like, maybe if they ask me something, I'll express my experience about it, but it's not anything that I need to agree or disagree.
Okay. Oh, amazing. Are you doing that? Thank you. In the white, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you are doing it?
Yeah.
Because of time, tell us about it.
I think it is hard because people do look for you to agree or disagree with them, but when I don't, it just dies down. And now that I've been practicing that, a lot of people don't come to me to talk about nothing anymore.
Nice, you know?
Yeah, and they'll actually talk to me about something that they can talk about. So I've noticed that they will just stop talking to me about nothing because I practice that. So it is becoming easier.
How do you feel when they don't come to you, or when you're able to communicate like that? What is it like for you?
At first, I identified with the thoughts that told me that they were judging me, and now that I don't agree with them, they don't want to be my friend anymore, or things like that. But I think they still come to me and they just talk to me about different things. I think at first it was just so much thoughts about everything that was happening, and sometimes I would get lost in it. But doing the silent prayer, it's easier to stay conscious through the thoughts, and I'm trying to stay there because it is hard to catch them.
If y'all stay with this, it's going to be amazing. Really, you got to stay with it. I've been doing it for 35 years, and I'm only telling you so you don't worry about time. Don't worry about how long it's going to take it, if it's going to work or whatever. You stay with it anyway. You're working on, this is like real deal that you're working on. This is life that you're working on, and your life. And you don't know what your life is yet, but you're coming to know. You really are. And watch out for all these different thoughts that Satan put in your mind, especially things that we've learned. We've learned a lot of stuff about God, about this and about that, and Satan is always using that against you. Like Mimi was talking about, she went down the road, and then the road was too small, so she made a big road. And and she didn't even know why she was saying it. It was all learned. It just came from memory. It had nothing to do with reality. All right? God is with you. You would not be here, most of you. I don't know about that. Would you be here, Animal Lady? Most of you want the truth. And something registered in you that what you were hearing, it made sense. That's the light. And it want you because you want it, right? So just stay with it. You got a little bright light. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Really, just stay with it no matter what. And everything's going to change. You might as well get ready for this, but it's going to be beautiful. It's not going to be a bad change. It's going to be for the good. You will overcome the world. Amazing, huh? You will overcome the world. You're not supposed, if you're hurting about anything, if you feel sad, if you feel lonely, if you feel afraid, if you feel you're afraid of fear, whatever, that means you are hurting. And if you're hurting, that means something is wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. You're not supposed to be hurting. If somebody leaving you, whatever reason, you're not supposed to be hurting for that. You're not supposed to feel anything about it at all. You walking down the road, you see a dead dog, cat on the road dead. You're not, oh God, there's a dead dog. Let me go out and rescue it. And I'm gonna start an organization and I'm gonna call it Save the Dogs. And now you feel good. Sorry. It's all ego. Human beings are destroying animals because human beings are evil. And the dog don't feel what you feel. The dead dog is dead. Or a dog with pain is just a dog with physical pain. He's going to go out into the earth, walk around in the grass, and drink some water out of the earth and be fine. Really. Just like you will be fine too, if you work on you. The last word, the young lady in the back. Have you been communicating without having to agree or disagree?
Yes.
Real fast, tell me about it.
Well, I noticed that I initially want to say a lot. So I kind of let it pass in my mind. And then I say very few words. And it's a little painful because my mind goes to thinking that I have something logical to say. And what I'm going to say is the right thing. But that doesn't even matter. So.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This week, communicate with few words, make the point with few words, and see what it's going to be like for you, all right? Don't use a whole lot of going on and on and on. And then when you're in the supermarket in the line, and there are people in line, you ain't got to say hello to everybody. Leave those people alone. They try to get through this line, the market line, and you up there want to talk, want to blabber. Don't do it. And with the cashier, leave the cashier alone. You don't like her and she don't like you or him. So, did it help a little bit? A little bit. All right. Stay with it, folks. God is with you. The truth is with you. Love the truth. Without saying you love the truth. Love the truth. All right? Brand new biblical question. And Donyale want to respond to this biblical question? Are you a tumbleweed?
Oh, wow. Okay, are you going to give a little bit more insight on what you mean?
Yes.
Or are you going to repeat the question?
Are you a tumbleweed?
So you're going to repeat the question. Okay. Am I a tumbleweed? You know, I'm going to instinctively say yes. However, the answer may change. I need to mull it over.
And why are you saying yes?
When I think of a tumbleweed, I think of something that has no clear direction and is just going with the flow. And I have no clear direction. I'm just going with the flow, Jesse.
Amazing. That's why. Young lady way in the back. Are you a tumbleweed?
I genuinely don't know what that means.
Okay. The young man right here. Are you a tumbleweed?
I would say yes and no.
And why are you saying yes and no?
Because at times you're just going with your life, you know? But then sometimes I know because you have your own, essentially your own opinion, and you state your opinion and you stand by it.
Two quick answers from two other quick questions, people. The young man right here. Are you a tumbleweed? And then Francisco.
Yes.
Oh, take the mic.
Yes.
Why you say you are a tumbleweed?
Because a tumbleweed, I think of just a collection of weeds that just got put into like a ball and it's just rolling around. And so I guess I feel like until I sit in whatever pain and discomfort long enough for whatever it is you're talking about to happen, then I'm still just fragmented, bunch of different parts, and not a, I don't know, a tree or something, or some other type of, the tumbleweed's dead plants, dead leaves and ball, right?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you a tumbleweed?
I'm a tumbleweed. I get blown around and cars hit me and up hills and down valleys and everything's up and down. I'm the tumbleweed.
Well, mess. That's the biblical question for next week, folks. I'm out of time. Work on yourself. For those who want to be free, I promise you, you don't have to hurt anymore. You don't have to feel good, and you don't have to feel bad, and yet you will have perfect peace. You've been taught wrong. You got to drop the anger. You got to come out of the imagination. All thoughts, all lies, all the time about anything. You are not created to hurt. You're not supposed to be feeling pain, period. If you are, it's you. It's your fault. You don't have to feel that way. So go and forgive your mothers, forgive your fathers, and do the silent prayer, rebuildingaman.com/prayer, and just stay present. Practice, stand present, all right? If you want to be free. Only if you want to be free. And we have the men's forum this week. Nick, the men's forum, right? Yeah, the men's forum this week. This is the first Thursday of the month already. Wow, amazing. And we need your support for this summer. So we try to get up to 50,000, kind of take them through the summer. Because people go on vacation and they forget. So y'all better start pulling out your money right now. Lock the doors, close it. So give a little extra today or whatever. And so work on, I'm telling you folks, the real you is have total peace. You're at peace, you just don't know it because you think this false you is you, and it's not, all right? So work on it. The office will be closed on Friday, 4th of July Day, but we will be doing the show. Are we doing the shows Friday? We are doing the shows Friday. The office is closed though, all right? What? All black people don't like barbecue, man. No, I don't know. Some of us like white food. So support our fundraising thing there, all right? Go to Rebuilding Man. Nick, what did you tell me about being, when I asked you were you a tumbleweed? You told me about a cartoon?
I'm an anchor baby.
So what?
He took the mics.
Oh, okay.
He said, I'm not a tumbleweed, I'm an anchor baby.
He said he's not a tumbleweed, he's an anchor baby. What a mess, huh? And he saved my head from falling on the floor, thank you. If this big old head fall on the floor, I don't know what's going to happen. So thank you all for all your advice. I know you called the show and gave some advice, medical advice. I appreciate. I had no idea that many people were into health, so I got some amazing advice, and I am using some of it. Thank you so much, all right? Bye. Amazing.